Isn't happy hour anytime? I don't recall being drunk.
He was drunk as a skunk.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
All week long.
Bang, bang, bang goes the trolley. And black goes my screen. I can't believe this. Cases, chases, 5 days a week is what we do here. This is We Got a Case. I'm flying solo today. Solo that apparently they're going to be a-holes and take down this case for a second. So while we're waiting for them to come back, I'll go ahead and explain to everybody what's going on here. Zoom court. We find it across the beautiful country of America. We slip in the back door and we pop our eyes on what's going on. Now, this case I was just watching before we went on the air. It's your typical husband and wife not doing well. You know, they have a child. They're fussing. They're fighting. All that good stuff. But something happened while I was watching this. The guy who's sitting there with his attorney, also on the screen, the defense, we'll say, we'll call it defense, the wife has her lawyer questioning him. And every question, he comes back with nothing. But good to see you. Basically, like, she'd say, where does your daughter go to school at? He comes back with, I wish I knew. And then it'd be, you know, here comes another one of those, you know, comebacks from the attorneys. It becomes a big mess. He's about to get charged with contempt of court. They go to breakout rooms, and now we're waiting for him to come back from that so we could see some of it. I'll give it a couple more minutes to come back. They were just on like seconds ago. So good to see everybody. You got Bud, Shells, Ed, and Bigfoot. Weren't you already a member? Welcome and hallelujah. Thank you, Bigfoot, for walking in the door with your big ass feet. Throw them up on the counter and just, you know, doing what Bigfoot does. Which is, I'm not really sure. What does Bigfoot do? You just chill a lot, or I really don't know. I've just said something I can't back up. I'm also looking through here, and how do I not have a hallelujah over here? Yeah, it's crazy. Well, hallelujah either way. Good to see everybody. So, yeah, this may be a huge cluster F. You never know. And that's part of the fun of being here. Internet could go absolute crap. Nothing is guaranteed around here. Tico Taco, what is going on? But yeah, so I'm hoping they'll come back to this. I'm guessing they will. I do have some Florida court, since it is Florida Friday here on the channel. Let's see. Let me see here. We'll just jump over to some little bit of
Fink for the state.
Fink?
Yes, sir.
Fink Clark?
Patricia
nice
Jenkins,
tattoos.
PR.
You got a haircut.
So I got a haircut. Haircut.
Do we anticipate any PC challenges today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have any anything weird that you need me to know ahead of time?
No Spanish speakers, just 2 refusals and 1 pro se.
Any
All right.
weird shit going on but we need to know about?
If they don't want you?
No.
Any weirdo stuff happening around here?
Right. So let's go on
Iowa
the record.
Terminator.
Thursday, June 30th, 2022. We're here for
how's everybody doing?
Initial appearance in Osceola County, Florida. I'm Judge Madrigal. I'll be presiding today.
I'll take
let's go
it.
ahead and get appearances on the record. We're going to start with the state of Florida.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Charles Fink for the state.
Janelle Clark for the Public Defender's Office.
Oh my God,
Patricia
public
Jenkins,
defender.
PTR.
And
He's
I
in the
appreciate
basement
everybody
somewhere.
standing, but just you can stay seated because it picks up the mic easier, I think. If we had a chair for you, Miss Clark, we would let you sit too, but yes, yes. All right, so
This is Mama
the order
Bear.
we're going to go in is out of counties, then we're going to go to warrants, then we're going to new cases. Okay?
Happy anniversary.
All right, so the first out of county I have is Guillermo Garcia
English.
Encarnacion.
He doesn't need a translator?
Afternoon, sir. Give me your name and date of birth, please.
Guillermo Garcia, April 6, 1996.
All right, sir. I'm going to appoint Miss Clark in her office to assist you here. You're on an out-of-county warrant out of Polk County.
No,
The
Polk
judge has
County.
set a zero bond in that case, so, excuse me, I will stay that bond.
You're going nowhere.
And we'll let Polk County know. They'll come get you, okay?
Happy 4th of July here in the Slammer.
All right,
There will
Keith
be
Kenneth
fireworks.
Allen, Aline.
Vinny, you want in on this? Is that what you're saying?
Your Honor, if possible, can we waive the reading of the charges in this case?
It's a VOP.
I know some judges
I-
read and some don't.
I won't read the underlying. I understand. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Keith Kenneth Allen, 6/14/86.
All right, Mr. Aline, you're here on a violation of probation. I am going to appoint Ms. Clark in her office to represent you. Judge,
What's up, Carol?
well, somebody signed for Judge Young, not sure who, but they held you no bond, so I'll stay that bond.
Oh, setting on Bigfoot loves to sit on his ass, so that works too.
July 11th.
All right, on this case or
Yes.
okay, so
Does that
July
guy
11th.
behind him got an
VOP
anime
arraignment.
tattoo?
You just have to wait.
Is that
Thank
like
you.
Dragon Ball Z or something back there on that guy's arm?
All right,
Like,
Shalene Mary Correa.
Chuck, good to see you, buddy. Also, happy birthday to Michael
Your
Malloy
name and date of birth, please.
of the Michael Malloy Show.
10/21/92.
All right, Ms. Correa, you're here for failing to appear
Short.
for a public defender pretrial. So it looks like the PD's already been appointed on your case. Judge Epperson set your bond at 1,000 when he issued the warrant. So PC's been found. Bond is 1,000.
It's coming at the end of July,
Thank you, ma'am.
but I'll go live a lot.
Next
Hopefully.
court date, August 2nd at 10:30 a.m. in courtroom 5B.
Okay. Jerron Ricardo Davis Rush.
It does look
Your Honor,
anime. That means he's
although I do not
dangerous.
have a PC argument for this case, against the advice of counsel, the defendant would like to speak to you after you.
Two guys, the name not going to share, right?
All right. So you don't want me to appoint the lawyer?
I do, but I have issue that I think
Alright.
those views on.
Rachel, you're right.
So what's
Polk
your
County
name and
doesn't
your date of
play.
birth?
My name is Yaron Ricardo Davis Rush, and my birthday is 10/15/1994. So
Okay, Mr. Davis Rush, you are here on a failure to appear for an arraignment. So judge issued a bench warrant for your arrest.
what was the arraignment for?
What was it for?
Hmm.
Looks
Thank
like
you,
the
Rachel.
underlying charge was petty theft.
And I was released on bond from petty theft.
I assume so.
This feels like a prison spelling bee.
Because that's the issue.
I mean,
Where-
were you released on
Place
bond?
of origin.
Yeah, that's not the issue. I think the issue is you didn't show up after you were released on bond.
The issue is I never was arrested on this charge. Period.
This was a notice to appear.
Oh, it was a notice to appear.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
if I may, I'm sorry.
It was a notice to appear.
Excuse me.
I never got a notice as well, sir.
Hold on, wait, 1 second, 1
It was
second.
a direct information the arraignment notice was sent out on April 29, 2022.
To what address?
The address that we have on.
I have
Never seen spelling
307
bees?
West Lancaster.
Yes, sir. I haven't been there. That's not my address.
The kids
And I
bend
didn't
over and
get
talking to the microphone.
Anything that's told me to go to court that day. I just recently.
Could you
was
please
in
just like the
Orange
video?
County Court and
Appreciate
I've
it.
settled something. I haven't had any problems with the law.
Well, maybe your
Yeah.
definition of problems with the law and mine are different. It looks
Maybe
like
they have a
you
got
problem with
arrested.
him.
I don't know.
My last charge was a trespass in Orange County.
Okay. So I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Do you want to give us an
Yeah,
accurate
I'm
address?
looking forward to getting
here
into the
today?
mountains myself.
I don't have an accurate address.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't
Not
had-
Carol, that's a bit much.
So since another judge issued the warrant and set your bond at 5,000, I'm
Some
going to
people
stay
love
that
anime.
bond. You can file a motion with her and she can address that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Next court date is still in jail, July 7th. It filed August 1st in courtroom 4A at 8:15 a.m.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You're gonna do it?
You can just hear it.
David James Donahue
Your Honor, I'll
Alian.
just take
Alayan?
that PR bond and I'll get on out of here.
In jail.
Okay. What's going on? Ooh,
All
look
right,
at
sir.
this
Your name
guy.
and date of birth, please.
David James Daniel Allen, 6/27/1980.
Okay, I'm having a little trouble
Take that damn
hearing
thing
you. I'm
off.
sorry. Can you repeat?
David James Daniel Allen, my birthday is
It's not helping.
6/27/1988.
All right, sir. You are here on failure to appear for a jury trial. So the
Oh,
judge issued a bench warrant for your arrest. Set your bond at 0. I don't know
jury
if
trial.
the PD has been previously appointed, Ms. Clark.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, I mean, you remain appointed. You remain appointed. Bond set at 0.
MC Slammer
sir.
was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
Next court date, August 24th in courtroom 5F at 9 a.m.
All right. I got Caitlin Hall.
Your Honor, I've kept my nose clean. Caitlin, come on down. You're the next
No,
contestant.
no, you're good. You're good.
Hey, girl.
Name and date of birth, ma'am.
Caitlin Leanne Hall, September 19, 2001.
All right, ma'am, you are here for a violation of probation. Judge found probable cause on that. I will
she's very
appoint the office of
smiley.
the public defender to represent you. I'm going to set your bond at 0. Thank you.
Next
said,
court
so I
date,
get out
July
for free?
13th in courtroom 4F at 8:30 a.m.
July 13th.
Jeremiah
she's got sitting there.
Hughes.
Ooh, baby. That one was something. That one, Angela, was
All right,
something.
sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jamar Dwayne Hughes, October 10, 2003.
All right, Mr. Hughes, I'm going to appoint Ms. Clark and her office to represent you on this case. You are currently here on a warrant on 3 counts: battery, dating violence,
Yeah. you think-
violation of pretrial release condition, and child abuse without great bodily harm. So another judge has already found probable cause for
0
those
bond.
charges. In terms of your bond, I will issue you a bond. On count 1, I'll set bond at 5,000. On count 2, 15,000. On count 3, 1,500. That's 21,500. My math is right. 5, 15, right? Yeah, 21.5. Also order you to have no contact with the victim, no return to the scene. On case
At least it's a decent little bond.
22 MM 1299, I will revoke.
Yeah. How do you skip? I mean, a trial, they've already picked
Yes.
the jury and everything, and then
Thank you, sir.
the guy just doesn't show up. And you're like, okay, well, you should just go ahead and do it
I
without
think
him.
it was
You don't show up.
15,000 and 1,500.
You got one. What are you talking about? Dibs.
Sorry.
Easy does it.
Marlon Dwayne Lawson.
Scanning them in.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Marlon Lawson, 12/17/2002.
All right. Mr. Lawson, how are you doing today? All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Clark in her office. I think they may already represent you.
That
On
sex
this,
for
you're on a
rent
violation of
thing,
probation. Excuse
it's a
me.
real thing. It happens.
So I'm going to find probable cause for the violation. I'm going to set your bond at 0. Thank you, sir.
Next court date, July 11th in courtroom 5F at
LL
8:45 a.m.
Okay.
Just not as good
Josiah
as
Moises Martinez Colon.
MC Slammer. It's worthy. Just
Sir, your name and date of birth,
top
please.
tier.
Josiah Martinez Colon,
Oh, thank
October
you,
3rd,
Texas
1981.
Mama
All
Bear.
right, so sir, you are here on a violation of probation. I'm going to find, or another judge has already found probable cause. On that, they set your bond at 0. We'll appoint the office of the public defender to assist you if they've not already been appointed on. They're already appointed?
Good.
All right.
They're just
Thank you, sir.
Next
running
court
through
date,
these.
July 5th in courtroom 5A at 9 a.m.
No bonds, baby. Yeah, the thing that got me though a while ago, 1,500
Right,
on the child abuse.
Jemiah Moore.
That was the lowest amount, was the child abuse complaint. Uh-oh.
2698.
All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Clark in her office to represent you. on this case. You are here on 4 counts, I believe.
Uh-oh.
4 counts. Another judge has already found probable cause for the 4 counts. The count 1 is robbery by sudden snatching. Second one is petty theft. Third one is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Fourth one is battery. I'm gonna find, well, somebody already found probable cause, so I'm gonna give you the following bonds. On count 1, 5,000. On count 2, 1,500. Count 3, 3,500. Count 4, 2,500. I didn't do the math, so you guys add that up for me.
Come on.
I'm
You
gonna
can
order
do
you
it,
to not
Judge.
have any contact with the victims and no weapons of any kind, okay?
Thank you. Your
Wow, your
Thank
mom's
you.
is out there, right? She having her own good
Next
old
court
time.
date on demand.
Keaton, I am
Manuel Caez,
fantastic.
there's 2 cases.
Yes, sure.
He
For
don't
your
have,
name and date of birth, please.
Well, Kaya is 11/23/87.
you got something. in
Mr.
store?
Caez, I am going to appoint the office of the public defender to represent you on this case. You're here on 2 different cases. First one is for giving a false name or identification
It's keeping everybody.
by an arrestee. The second one is for battery. Just give me 1 second.
Bitcoin, man. Wow, it really went down. Am I right?
Is the battery case a warrant case? Because I don't have a narrative, but it mentions it's a warrant case on.
A lot
first
of
case.
great
Yes, it is.
chest hats today. Tons of
All right, so another judge has already found probable cause on the battery. I don't have a copy of the warrant. It's just gonna be difficult for me to set bond on that. On the second case, I'll find probable cause for the false name or ID.
I agree.
I will set your bond at $500 on that count, or that case, I should say. And just give me 1 second to review.
Is
the
that what it
warrant
said?
on
Too
the-
blessed to be stressed.
The first one. Can I get a history?
Good for
while we're
her.
waiting?
Good for her and her snatching.
We don't
What's
have any
going
history here in
on,
Florida,
ladies?
Your Honor, but in
Doing all right?
Philadelphia,
Hallelujah for you.
between 2007 until 2022, simple assault, terrorist threat, theft by unlawful taking, carrying a firearm, reckless endangerment, simple assault,
All the
DUI.
hits. Wasn't me, Your Honor.
Escape, violation of probation, and he have an active warrant out of Philadelphia.
Goodness.
He currently does?
Yes, sir.
That's a long ways away. Look, man,
All right. I'm gonna set your bond on the
everybody needs a good
DV
laugh
E
case
today, I
at
hope.
1500. Order no contact with the victim. No return to the scene. No weapons of any kind.
I mean, nowadays it's like
Next court date for 2020,
don't get your
MM
summons.
1452 and 2020, MM 1403 on demand.
You're from West Philadelphia or just?
from West Philadelphia, born and raised.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And there was no contact,
No contact. Yes.
Judge did that.
You're a
just
guy
for
from
me.
West
That's the
Philadelphia.
thing,
He
man.
was born and raised there. Used to hang out at a playground a lot. Shooting hoops
I mean,
outside the school. Lonnie Hammond.
what he said outside of the school.
Refused, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to reset him to tomorrow or you want to be appointed and waive?
We could be appointed and waive. Qualifies for direct PTR.
No, he doesn't.
Tase him if you got to, Judge.
Oh, well, not if he doesn't show up, then I think we should set that for tomorrow then.
All right. No. He doesn't qualify for direct PTR according to this.
Oh,
Because he's out on ROR.
Drinking the Fiji.
She didn't get the new one.
I think they have.
I sent a new one
I
over.
put it, but
she
reprinted.
Ooh, I had the wrong one or she has the wrong one?
No,
I
we
have
sent,
the
we sent a new one over.
That guy
got the
was.
wrong one.
That guy had every charge in the world and some in
You can
Philadelphia.
scratch. I got the new one here. He qualifies for direct PTR. They didn't take in the computer, it's stating that he's still out on ROR. They didn't close the case.
So that case is closed?
Yes, sir.
So 22 CF 1947 is closed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You want to proceed?
Yeah, let's proceed,
All
shall
right,
we?
so I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. Do you waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have I had him before? Lonnie Hume? Do I have one of my other cases?
You look real
I'm
familiar.
gonna order he be. I'm gonna find PC on 2 counts of possession, controlled substance without prescription, possession of use of drug paraphernalia, release
No,
ROR,
not the
or sorry,
drugs.
PTR on both counts. No drugs, alcohol, or other controlled substance without a prescription.
Pretrial release is telling me that if he doesn't show up, they
But
still.
what we're going to do, guys, is we're actually going to jump out of here and go and see what the hell is going on over here with our favorite attorney, Niner.
One moment, please.
Oh, go. Sorry, Niner. Go ahead. It's loud enough. Good. Oh, one moment. We come to see Niner, and he bounces. Hopefully, he's just going to do hair and makeup real fast because he heard he was on with us. Don't forget tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much.
We
So
will
Mr.
probably be
Smith,
on with first appearances.
Is a lifelong resident of DeKalb County. We have an address for him right here in Lilburn where he lives with his mom. He does have 2 teenage children that also live in the area. Your Honor, he really can't afford any amount of bond as he does support himself through receiving disability funding. Your Honor, he has authorized me to tell the courts a little bit about his health. He does have sickle cell. That's
That's
what's
bad
ailing
stuff.
him. So that has been a big problem for his entire adult life. He was in the Marine Corps for 3 years and was medically discharged due to his sickle cell. So I only address his medical issues for
Well,
that.
he'll never play football in
And Your Honor,
Denver.
won't get into the facts on this, but he does deny the framing of the allegations. He does.
We have now jumped to
does
Georgia.
look at
We
this
were
more
just
as a
in Florida.
self-defense issue, something that we'll discuss more when he's out of custody, and something he definitely wants to come back to court and present that defense when the time
Your
is right.
Honor,
So he'll come back.
his
to
mother
court,
says
Judge.
he's pretty
Did you say
awesome.
self-defense on a drug case?
Well, Judge, if you look at he also has an
Self-defense
aggravated assault. That's the
on a drug case.
Not in front of me. In front of me, all I see, this is Vantrell Deontay Smith.
correct. We have
All I have is possession of a controlled substance and possession of a drug-related object.
in addition to an aggravated assault
Yeah.
and possession of a knife.
Yeah, they're buying them inhalers off the
That's
street
not
nowadays.
in front of me. I
Mr.
don't-
Francois, are we seeing the same thing?
That may be a separate case.
Yeah, I believe that's a separate case, but it's not before Judge Taylor today.
No, I don't. I honestly don't know anything about that case. The only thing I have is possession of drugs and possession of a drug-related object.
Well,
Come on,
appa-
Niner, get it
apparently
together.
Somewhere around a gram of cocaine and a crack pipe.
Well,
That's all I have in front of me, so I can't.
well, I'm concerned now because I see that these are different case numbers, but he doesn't have bonds on those cases.
Peter Bishop.
Okay, so
Hot-footing
can
it on the
you
train,
give
I
us
suppose.
that case number so Miss Thomas can research that in her spare time while we're on
I don't
the
have,
Zoom and see if we can figure out if it's been had a first appearance or hasn't, what the situation is.
can we maybe come back to this one?
You
I don't
know
have the case
why.
number either because Odyssey's been down.
You know why,
if we could just
Kay.
come back and I'll shoot an email.
He's
If
remembering
that's okay.
a fond memory.
I do have that he has an active case where he was released on a $7,000 bond with no
Okay, that might be the
firearms.
situation.
Right, but that one was from March of 21, and that's ecstasy, Xanax, and possession of a firearm during commission of a crime. That's not a knife and an aggravated assault.
Yeah, the
This dude's
aggravated
got
assault was
everything on
June
him
2nd.
too. It's a
Of this year?
Yeah.
definitely some of the,
I
the
don't
big
have that in
names
front of
coming through
me, but
today.
yeah, I'll, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, I can find that quickly.
Mr. Smith, I'm just gonna have you have a seat, and we're gonna try and figure out what's going on with your entire situation and make sure we can get you taken care of, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, I could see
All right, so
Niner
what
with
I'm
like a
gonna do
big
is give you
thick
guys a chance to take a
stash.
look at that. I'm gonna jump over to Mr. Maloof's client. And Mr. Maloof, you are here on Mr. Archibald, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, nice to see
Archibald
you on this
Bearsall.
eve of a long weekend, so
Absolutely, Your Honor.
appreciate you being here with us today. Have you had a chance
Thank
to
you.
go over the charges with your client, and do you waive me reading the warrants to him?
I waive reading the warrants. I've not specifically gone over the warrants with him, but he understands
Enjoy some
the nature of the
downtime
charges
there, my
against
friend.
him.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to read the charges to him if that would be helpful for you as well. I
I'm
don't know
trying
if
to
you
smell
got
that
copies of
finger
the
again,
warrants yet.
Well, why
I
we
don't
do
like to
that?
have information that you don't have.
Well, why don't we read the warrants in this
All
case?
right,
What a
then. All
clusterfuck
right,
that
then,
is over here
just to
today.
make
Excuse my
sure,
language,
I'd
but my
rather
God.
err on the side of too much information. All right, good afternoon, Mr. Archibald. You are charged in case number DW 22003894 and warrant number 22W10098 on June 29th on Ashford, Dunwoody, and Perimeter Center North, that you did possess a drug-related object that was
What was it, Judge?
I look for what the drug-related object was.
Let's say meth pipe. Let's go meth pipe.
Packaging.
Packaging.
Or just the packaging? Okay. All right.
An old Ziploc bag.
The packaging for marijuana, and also possession with intent to distribute, that you had 3 ounces of marijuana, and then the search warrant yielded 9.9 pounds of marijuana. Identity fraud, that you had 11 different financial transaction cards belonging to other people with different debit and credit transaction numbers.
All right.
That you had
And 9
11
pounds.
cards that for you charged with credit card theft, that you obtained them and they had been issued to other people and you obtained them without their consent, and that you did have a credit card reader.
I can see that. Wow.
And
he's got quite the
those are all
setup.
of the charges.
He's got his hands and everything.
So, Mr. Maloof, have you had an opportunity to speak with the Miss Pretty, and have you two come to a consent, or are we having a hearing?
We're having a hearing, Your Honor.
All right, then why don't you tell me about his ties to the community?
Judge, in my office, right behind me are his mother and father. He is a lifelong Georgia resident, other than when he has gone off to college. He is 24 years of age. His criminal history consists of
9
1 misdemeanor
pounds.
conviction for simple battery, 2 arrests. One was null prost. The other was the battery. He was charged with armed robbery on that. An investigation by Bartow County. They null prost the armed robbery. There was nothing there. So he has a very limited criminal history. He is high school educated, was a star on the football team here in Georgia. He went to college. He has no felony
He scored
convictions.
6 touchdowns.
These offenses are
in one
nonviolent in
season.
nature. Obviously, we're not going into the specifics to litigate this
He
case.
threw
but
himself
I
a
believe there will
touchdown
be
one time, Your Honor.
defenses. I would request, given the fact that he has no prior felony convictions, given his ties to the community, that the court grant a bond in the amount of $25,000 total.
They didn't
on
shout
this
out
case.
college.
I believe that's reasonable under the circumstances. He is no FTAs that I'm aware of. He has showed up to court on the very
It's a nice,
limited number of cases he's had
simple
prior.
boy
So I
today.
think under Ayala, he's meets all the requirements to obtain a bond, and we
Yes.
believe that is a bond.
Played
that would be
football with the great
reasonable
Al
under the
Bundy.
circumstances.
All right, and the state's position, please.
Here we go.
Your Honor, we acknowledge the defendant's limited criminal history and are in agreement with the statements that are made by the defense counsel in regards to The defendant was arrested for armed robbery. That was no pros. He was convicted of the simple battery and also arrested for, I believe, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. There's 3 cycles in his history. He does not have any felony convictions. And we do understand that although this charge was not
They always
about
start
as
with
a
that.
trafficking charge, the defendant,
Lifelong
there was
resident.
10 pounds of marijuana, a little over 10 pounds of marijuana that was seized. And so that gives the state some pause and concern. And so it is the state's
Personal
position
use.
at this time that he would pose a danger to the community, and we're recommending a no bond. However, should the court be inclined to grant a bond, the
50,000.
request is that it would be 40,000
Ooh, I was so
and
close.
no drugs, the condition of no drugs.
Well, I'm not going to give somebody a condition of something that's illegal anyway. That's not going to happen.
No, I felt bad not
Given
being on
his
yesterday. To
lack
be
of a
honest with
criminal
you.
history balanced with the facts and circumstances
Threw
of
my
his
whole day off not working.
arrest, I do think that a $25,000 bond is sufficient in this case. I will set bond on the possession of a drug-related object at $1,000. On the
And he's gonna get out. His mom and dad will put up their house to
possession
get
of
him out.
marijuana with intent to distribute
She said 9.9 pounds,
at
and then we said 10. Make up
$10,000.
your mind. It's gonna be a high one once they go through all the charges.
on
And that's exactly right too, Kay.
the ID
it is
fraud
just
charges at
the weed.
$5,000.
That's a lot of weed. Like a lot. That wasn't just for him. So, he's probably selling it. Unfortunately, no
the
matter what you're selling,
Financial transaction card
it
theft at
can be very dangerous.
$5,000.
Plus, he does have like 11 other people's bank cards that he's using. That's not good.
And then on
Unfortunately.
the financial transaction card forgery device at $4,000.
He had a card skimmer stealing your
And if everybody will
information.
double check my math, I'm always okay with that.
Judge, that comes to 25 exactly.
Oh, good, thank you.
Wow, not even
All
close
right, I
to
will
the
set
40
bond
she
in the
asked
amount
for.
of $25,000 regular bond. Based on that, is he going to reserve his right to his probable cause hearing?
She
or
got
is he
it
going
at
to
the
waive
end.
his hearing?
He'll make that bond, Judge. Since there's no conditions, we'll just go ahead and waive for today's purposes.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, he's
Ms.
got the
Thomas will pull up the
glaucoma
waiver for him to
real
sign.
bad.
And if that is all your business with us today, then you are thanked and excused, and feel free to reach out to the court to get copies of anything that you need.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. You have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you. You too. Be safe.
That guy must be
will.
a big deal because she was really nice to him.
Okay, I do see that we came up with a
I wish you did too.
case number
Shells.
on Mr. Vantrell Smith.
If I find any, I'm sending it to you.
And
If it washes up on shore, which happens a lot, North
from the
Carolina coast.
defense, and obviously I cannot, if we're going to also hear this case, but let me just pull it up and see.
I don't know how the smell is pretty rough. And they put it in a delicious pill form, maybe. I don't know. Make some brownies.
All right, so
Yeah,
with
and that's the thing.
regard to
You gotta be
Mr.
careful.
Smith's
People
other
shoot you
case-
over it real fast. No matter what it is. Colin, Dr. Green Thumb.
Looks like it was issued on June 2nd.
He was walking down the road, Your
I'm
Honor.
just trying to see if there are any docket notes.
He's been,
Okay,
you
no,
know,
there
you used
is
to pick up
no- so it does
change,
not
but now there's
appear
no
that he has
change,
had
so
a
he's picking
first
up just
appearance
cards off the ground.
On this charge, these charges. Mr. Niner, have you had an opportunity to go over these
This is
warrants
true.
with him?
Yes, Judge. I've gone over all the warrants, and I think just my understanding, reading the warrants, is that these were outstanding
Yeah.
at the time of his arrest.
That appears to be correct. Okay. Obviously, you're not requesting
Yeah,
a
the card
UJR
readers.
be granted on an aggravated
big crime
assault
nowadays.
stabbing case.
Don't think you are legally allowed to do that, Judge, so no. I will, in the alternative, be asking for the lowest bond the court is comfortable with. Like I said, his means are limited to his disability payments, which he needs to support himself.
I don't know,
And,
but if he didn't
I
put
think
too
I was
much
in the middle
cove,
of saying he was
maybe
a
he can
3-year
use
vet
those to
of the
pay
Marine
his
Corps,
bond.
and he was medically discharged due to a sickle cell. So he can't pay very much in bond, and
See,
this is a defensible case, I believe. I would have to discuss it more with him out of custody. So I'd be asking for a bond, honestly, in the amount of $1,000 to give him a chance to get out of custody and aid in his own defense, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then the state's position, now that we know about
Yes.
this other case as well.
Sure.
I have arthritis in my eyes.
The defendant
please.
has 4 cycles consisting of pending cases for drug-related charges from last year. He also
Oh,
has
bundles will
simple
wash
assault
up
from last
like
year as
bundles
well.
upon bundles.
Not to mention the active case that I mentioned earlier, where he was already released on bond for $7,000 and to have no firearms last year. It's our recommendation with the charges here for the drugs, and then also with the aggravated assault for $9,000, Your Honor.
9,000.
All right, well, based on the fact that he's got
Sickle
the
cell.
pending case involving 2 different kinds of drugs and a firearm, a pending case for a violent charge, and now a new case for an even more violent charge
Pee-wee,
and
baby.
a new case for drugs. I'm going to find that he is a risk to reoffend. I'm going to deny bond at this time. And again, Mr. Smith, that doesn't mean you can't get a bond. It just means you're not going to get a bond from me. So your attorneys will be following up with you about
Not
filing a
happening for
motion
me,
for
bud.
bond in Superior Court.
Oh, the old sickle cell didn't work this time.
Judge Taylor.
Yes.
Can we take Mr. Jesse? I'm sorry to jump out of your order. I forgot he has a serious medical condition. He just had surgery, so I know he's in pain.
And excuse me,
Just had
I've been
surgery?
I've been trying to get Mr. Rowan on the phone. So I haven't had the chance to speak with him, talk to a lot of people at the jail this morning.
Prison
So if he can be
surgery
brought to
or
a phone, I'll
real
be happy to
surgery?
talk to him.
Okay, so is this the same person you guys are both talking about? Because he said Jeffrey and you said Rowan.
I think he said Jesse. I think he means Jesse Rowan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I said Jesse. 8042, Mr. Mike.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna go.
All right, so Mr. Niner, I'll let you have a conversation with him, and then if you'll just let me know when you're ready, we'll jump right back over to him.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, then, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry?
I thought
What
somebody was
did
saying
you
something
say?
else. All right, then, Miss Cabrera Alvarez, can you tell me which cases are yours so we can move forward on your cases?
My first case is going to be position number 2, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, come on down.
I did notice that we're backwards
Milton Saw
alphabetically
Guy.
today. Second page is the first page. All right.
Damn. Somebody got
So
money.
that'll be Mr. Callie Smith.
Correct, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did. Of course he did. He's Niner. He can do what the hell he wants.
All right, then. Let me get you pulled up in my system, sir.
Getting that Tommy
All
John.
right, good
surgery later.
afternoon. You are charged in case number 22-06-0335 with 1 count of misdemeanor obstruction of officers and 1 count of possession of more than 1 ounce of marijuana. Your attorneys have had an opportunity to go over the actual charges.
Your Honor,
with
the
you.
last guy had
I'm
10
gonna hear
pounds.
From her and from the state as to their position on your bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is 43 years old. He currently stays in an apartment in Lithonia alone. He's been there since 2015, so for about 7 years now, and he is originally from Georgia. He has 5 children, 3 adult children, an 11 and a 7-year-old who attend Stoneview Elementary School in Lithonia. He has a sort of joint custody agreement with the mother. He has the kids on weekends, and he supports them financially, contributing around $600 a month, more or less. being that he's from Georgia, he has family here. His
Boogity,
mother's here, he
boogity,
has an
boogity,
uncle
you
here,
do as well.
and other extended family. And unfortunately, Mr. Smith was injured in a really tragic robbery accident and receives disability. He's not able to work due to those injuries. Prior to that really terrible incident, he was working at the Georgia World Congress Center as a chef.
Apparently his dick's working great with 5
He
kids.
has up to the 12th grade as far as education. And I would like to note that he has no, looks like no FTAs, and his last charge was from over 4 years
Please
ago.
like this video.
So given Mr. Smith's fixed income and needs to support his children, he's not really able to afford a bond today. We're asking for a UJR in his case. And if the court is not inclined to give a UJR, which he really needs, we'd ask that the court assign a bond that is no more than $1,000. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Wait, tragic robbery accident. Was he the robber? I don't know.
And Mr. Francois?
Somebody answer
Yes,
that
Your
phone.
Honor. The defendant has 13 cycles, ranging back to 2003. Most recently, he has a 2018 battery. Nothing
Minor,
drug
grew a
related
little bit of a
as
pair.
far as his convictions are concerned. Your Honor, the state is recommending a $2,500 bond.
He's some kitchen
All right,
nightmare.
well, given all the facts and circumstances and his lack of a history for any kind of drug offenses, I do find that an unsecured judicial release or a signature bond is appropriate. So I will go
That's a
ahead
new
and
one,
grant
a
a
robbery
signature bond, and we will have Mr. Smith sign off on.
Is
the
that like he
waiver of
was
his
trying to
probable
break
cause.
into a store and fell through the ceiling and broke his back? Or when you say robbery accident, it sounds more like, you were trying to rob somebody and you got hurt by accident. Because to me, anything that happens during a robbery isn't really an accident. It's on purpose. Someone is trying to hurt
And
you.
then once he does that, what's your next case?
Position number 4, Tyler Wright.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that for
Sure.
Mr. Wright, he has misdemeanor only charges.
Oh, the theft by shoplifting is a misdemeanor?
That's what was referenced to me, yes, Your Honor.
Well, let's pull it up and take a look and make sure.
That
'cause
big D
if he's here and we can
energy.
take care of him and the PD's office has spoken with him, we might as well just go ahead and handle it. I see there's 1.6 and 1.6A. So let me take a look at 1.6.
It's quite
There's
impressive.
Shoplifting, eating a candy bar in the CVS.
How
That
dare
does seem like it would be a misdemeanor unless it's a really big candy bar. And then A
eating a candy bar in the
is
CVS?
theft by shoplifting. Okay. So I can't tell.
He just
A
drops
is
off $2 or
actually the
$3 to those
same
5 kids every other
charge, so
day.
I'm not sure what.
I'll try my
we have
best.
2 different charges. Give me just a second to check the docket notes on this one.
It's not happening.
All right. It does appear to be a misdemeanor, but since he's here and he hasn't had a first
I'm gonna
appearance,
just have to refund you that $2.
I just need to ask Ms. Thomas real quick. Ms. Thomas, is the first warrant been recalled or dismissed?
Yes, so it shows that they got a felony first for the theft by shoplifting, and then they came back and dismissed it, and then they retook it out with the A.
Okay, so he should have had a first appearance on the misdemeanor calendar, but it still was in this way. Okay, well, since he is here, yeah, well, since he's here, I feel like we should
Billy.
go ahead and take
Good to
care
see you,
of
bud.
him. So, and I know, Mr. Francois, that the state's not gonna have any position
You
on
better check,
misdemeanor,
Pike.
but I am aware
You
of
better
his
check.
criminal history and his pending charges, and the nature and of these charges. So, Ms. Cabrera Alvarez, you had a chance to speak with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to tell me a little bit about his ties to the community?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright
Take fives are real
is
expensive.
from Georgia, born and raised. He's currently intentionally choosing to sort of live by the land as a part of his spirituality and religious beliefs. And outside of that, you know, he
He's trying to live off the
goes
land.
to a wellness and recovery center located in Decatur. I have that address, and they permit him to use it as a mailing address as well. He does have his family here. He's given me multiple contacts for family members here in Georgia, but more specifically, I believe his mother and father, and has a brother here as well. He is in the process of kind of transitioning towards looking for a job that meets what he
Sure you did, Dallas.
what his spirituality
Sure you did.
requires. However, he completed high school and actually
What's this
completed
talk about
one
his
semester of
spirituality
college at
and living
Morehouse
off the
College.
land?
Given the fact that the accusations here involve eating a candy bar valued at $2.49, we're asking for a UJR in this case, Your Honor. You know, just kind of given his ties to the communities and the extremely small amount of the alleged item that was stolen. We ask that you decide for a UJR in this case. Thank you.
Peace out, Billy. You leaving
All right.
already?
Well, Mr. Wright, you certainly have enough other cases that you've gotten in trouble for. This is the least serious of anything. But I think you do understand, I hope that you understand that even though I'm giving you a signature bond.
He's not homeless. He's
today,
living off the land.
I'm going to have two requirements of you. One is you don't get in any more trouble, right? Because if you get any more trouble, you're not going to get a signature bond, even if it's just a candy bar. So don't think me giving you a signature bond means you can go back and go into any store and just eat something in the store and not get charged and come back and get a signature bond. That's not going to happen. Okay. This is a one-time deal. I'm going to go ahead and give you a signature bond, but I am going to order you not to go back to the CVS on Ponce in Decatur. You're not to be back in there. Do you understand?
Even if you got money for a candy bar.
All right, and we're going to have you go ahead and sign the special conditions and the waiver of your.
Everybody's excited for the weekend, I'm
preliminary
sure.
hearing.
Long weekend for some, short weekend for others.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
He's living off the land.
Special conditions signed.
All right, thank you. We'll do the.
He's a
waiver
modern
as well.
day Tom Sawyer, also known as modern day warrior. I ate 15 candy balls in there. They were delicious. I'm living off the land, the fat of the CVS land.
All right, great, thank you. Now I just realized
Uh-oh.
so who represents DeQuana Smith?
Not
Is that going to be
DeQuana.
Mr. Niner's case?
Oh, Niner will be back.
He's position number 1 on the calendar.
Yes, Your Honor. That's Mr. Niner's case.
All right, because I do have a victim who's waiting to be heard from in that case.
He's got diarrhea. He'll be right back.
But is Miss Young, well, so Miss Young was reset because she's a Grady.
I thought it was funny.
Is
Creed
my
sent me a picture last night of him and Doug Parker from,
That's
we see
position number
Doug
5.
all the
Natasha
time
Young.
in the chat. They happen
She's
to
a
run into
Grady.
each other.
Yes, Your Honor. She's at Grady.
Okay, so
was
I think,
Accidentally there
do you
too.
represent Mr. Merritt?
You just want to see Creed. You want to rub
No, Your
elbows with
Honor.
somebody famous.
My next client is going to be Jasper Walter.
Jasper.
Okay, so that one was handled by Judge Jason yesterday.
Right.
And based on a confirmation the state was able to provide, she just left it as a $10,000 bond. So that one's been handled. So Mr. Walter will not be coming to court or before the court today.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. So if that was your last case, we're just waiting for Mr. Niner.
No, Niner, where are you, bud?
We
Don't
can
get in
handle the
trouble.
last couple of cases once he's done. All right, so you guys can turn off your videos and get some work done, but please keep your ears open for.
Turn
when,
off your
Mr.
cameras and get some
Niner
work done.
returns.
Is she a teacher?
And Mr. Cabrera and Miss Cabrera Alvarez, if that's your last case and you don't have to be here, then I can send you off to your holiday weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will take advantage of that offer.
Good. Have a good weekend. Be safe, please.
Thank you.
And that applies to any of my ADAs that don't have any cases left. Mr. Francois, are both of the cases that are left yours?
I have number 1. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and
Mr.
then Ms.
Francois.
Pretty, I guess you have
Mr.
number
Mayor.
9, Mr. Merritt, okay.
Yes,
We're
Your
gonna
Honor.
move out of
And
here.
then Ms. Donkervoort has not graced our presence. Is she just supervising you guys?
That's correct.
All right, excellent. Well,
Comply with the court's orders, Judge, send it to council for approval.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Sorry, I had to look at something.
Okay, Judge.
Wasn't hiding.
I just need to identify a couple of people.
This lady's name is Tootsie.
What do we have left?
How many licks does it
There's
take
a
to
Freddie
get to a
suit
center
that I
of a
was gonna go to
Tootsie?
next, But I don't know who's online for the plaintiff.
Do we have Puente and Rubio, and how about Davis and Ball?
She's about to get drunk.
I'm here for Rubio. I'm in the courtroom.
Okay.
Yes,
Start
Robert
your
Puente,
homework,
that's
kids.
the motion to confer.
No idea what's happening in this courtroom.
Sir, what case are you here on?
Hitting the bricks, see what's happening.
Excuse me?
What case are you here on?
Honestly, I'm with Jesse Contreras. I don't.
Obviously.
I'm gonna put you back in the waiting.
With, you can be excused. Call Jesse and ask. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, call Jesse at his office. He'll tell you what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
This courtroom is kind of out
Is
of
there
hand.
anybody in the courtroom?
Yes, Judge, number 32 criminal. It's a PTD case, Judge. I can assure you that the defendant did check in around 8:30, Judge. I didn't hear when the case was called. I was signing people.
That's fine, Joe. I mean, Hector said he was doing okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
I'll have
so
Hector
just-
talk to him.
Yeah, he's here, Your Honor, and I'll just give him a new reset date.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Is that the 90-day October 7th, Judge?
That's correct.
Whatever we got, Tootsie, let's do a friendly shoot. I mean, Tootsie, I really don't feel up to doing the kid today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long weekend.
Okay. Then we have one plea, Richard Gonzalez, Cynthia del Bosque is signing him up.
All right,
Hurricanes are.
let's do a friendly shoot then.
Yes, sir. Hold on, let me make sure I have all the parties on that, because I don't know who the plaintiff's lawyer is on that. Hold on.
Artist. I
I'm
will
gonna
take
get
that
an
in.
infusion this
I will
time.
take that into advisement. Thank you. I will not share it with the rest of the kids.
Judge, I've spoken to Ed
Sure they can
Cedillo Uzi Adlatum on our case, and we're both in agreement to reset the motion to confer if you're not feeling well.
Yeah, no, thank you. I got some problems, Patrick. So,
No, not
problem,
since
Judge.
you
I
went
haven't
to
spoken to
court.
Robert, but I'd assume he's okay.
okay.
He's on Zoom. Do you want me to bring him in or just? Do you want me to bring Robert Puente online, Judge, or
If you want to.
Mr. Mendoza will be with you in just a minute?
I'm not laughing at your comment. I was laughing at something I just saw on the screen. These people are having a hell of a time getting anything accomplished here. I don't know what to think about these fine people.
Mr. Puente's online, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Puente. We
Wait,
had
Texas.
your motion to confer with child. I personally have tested positive for COVID, so I'm really not up to having that hearing today. So we're okay.
Tootsie, there's a Kelly McDonald that's on for the plaintiff.
Okay.
Hey, Tootsie.
Okay, Mr. Puente and Mr. Kennedy can be dismissed.
I got
Thank you, Judge. Hope you feel better, Your Honor.
Can't be a this weekend starting a little bit early. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this, guys. This person's like sleeping.
Doesn't want to see me today? What are you saying?
Okay.
I'm not sure what she's saying.
All right, well, I don't think she wants to be seen.
You want to see the judge? No. Okay.
All right.
To see you.
I don't
Okay.
think so either. All
I don't
right,
think-
thank you.
I don't
All
think
right.
she wants to see the judge at all.
I
Well,
don't know what we're gonna do with her. Can you take us off of YouTube?
oh, damn it. I wanted to hear what you're going to do with her.
Courtroom judge.
But I don't know who's online for Tony James' office.
He said he was gonna be in trial and put somebody else on if he was still in trial, but I don't recall who that was. Kelly, do you?
I don't. It was actually the other office that was sending some Ignacio, and I see Ignacio's here.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me call. You want me to call Tony's office?
If you don't mind, if you would, please. Joe, bring the pro se divorce, please.
Anyone
Jump over here.
who wants to apply, who didn't, we just need to get the information, but that information has to go.
Judge
get
Simpson with
somehow
a
to Hawk,
packed
right?
house.
That's my understanding. I didn't want to read while I was in court, and
No, that's fine, because then you could have told me what it said. Let's see. No.
it went out less than an hour ago, and Ms. Lee
know.
immediately forwarded it to.
She
I
didn't want
was
to talk.
dealing with something else. Ms. Tang sent it to me. I said, okay, I'll try to.
Ms. Lee can step on. She, I believe, has read
Damn,
through
Miss
the email
rough to
that we're all
see Snoop
talking
Dogg
about, but
needs to
haven't
be
fully
here talking
read.
to the
So Ms.
Okay.
Tisha could step on it.
let's
That might
get
give
her
good
on
guidance.
before I move ahead, because, and then the question is going to be about all those people that I heard earlier today.
Take me
And
off
what-
the YouTubes. Looky there, it's Nate the
Don't
Great.
you just
What's
love
going
it
on,
when
Nate,
the
brother?
rules change minute by minute?
I knew they were going to change. I just didn't think it would happen in the middle of my docket. I thought it would happen after my docket.
Holiday
Is what-
weekend too.
Huh?
Holiday weekend too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I thought that's why it would happen, because they'd have more time to think about some of the bad things that are being done.
I think it
Um,
would. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I interrupted you.
No. Go ahead.
I think it would make sense because of the
Oh,
legal
here she
services
is.
case management, Aaron could reach out. I'm worried that we're not full capacity next week.
Right. Miss Lee,
Yes, Your Honor. I'm
sending
sorry.
me an email about changing things in the middle of my docket. That's fine. That's
I
fine.
am so sorry. I just wanted to relay the news to you as soon as possible, but it does appear that
Look at Miss
NISTA
Ritchie
is,
down here in the bottom corner.
changing some rules,
Jacqueline.
and they may be, well, it sounds like they are permitting the HARAs, the agencies, to allow late applications, but they must be by invitation.
Very young.
And I don't know, I'm guessing that Hawk has just seen this email as well, and that they don't have a process in place for that. But I would think that in this case, it might be appropriate for either, well, I don't want to put it all on Aaron, so perhaps
Why are
one
they
of
still
us
putting
could
up-
get this information and relay it to the supervisors at Hawk and see if they can help this defendant.
Okay.
These are
I hear ya.
housing
And so
issues, by the way.
if there are people, do we know what information they're going to
Landlord,
need? So
tenant.
you guys know what information they're going to need to get from the tenants, right?
I don't know what
I think it has to, I'm sorry, I think it has to do with what sort of arrearage they have, so
Looks a lot like
that
them.
will determine whether or not they can use Sarah 1 or Sarah 2.
Oh yeah,
And so
he has, and he's
it might be
pays them really
useful
well, like
not only to
very good
have
salary.
the person's contact information, but also the landlord's contact information so that they can provide ledgers and so forth. I sorry.
No, it's okay. I just knew waking up this morning that somebody was going to mess up my day. Everybody did.
Yeah,
I just I got on this docket. I said, I'm just gonna do the best I can and just err on the side of,
What did he change?
doing
What'd they change?
whatever's right. And then I make it all the way till 1. And then somebody says, oh, we're gonna do this.
What
Okay,
a rush.
all right. So, and the thing I'm worried about is the people that went earlier in the day before this, all of a sudden they decide to announce it. And are they going to be able? All right. I don't know. We can do anything about that right this second. So maybe the best thing to do is if Mr. Love is going to fall into that
I think he pays him by the year.
We'll put him into a room with folks at Legal Services are going to be busy. And I think what I will do with these so that we can track them is anybody that's falling into this category so that Legal Services can also follow up with it. I will put on the date that on the 15th, the time block that Ms. Jensen made me open up. No, I'm sticking with that. I did not do that on my own. It was horrible. It was a horrible fight we had. And I said, I need some time off, time to rest. She said, there's no rest for judges. It was a horrible thing. It was really bad. All right.
Your Honor, you are right. There is no rest for any of us in this position.
That's true.
Look, these people,
Okay,
I'm guessing
so
something
Mr.
with
Love-
the laws have changed, just like
Mr. Love, you heard all of that?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
I heard a lot. Yes,
Don't
I kinda
say you
understand.
understood it
So
because none of us
basically-
did. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put you into a breakout room with somebody from Legal Services. They're going to get some information to you. Hopefully through whatever process, there's going to be an invitation sent out to you that you might be able to apply for Sarah. Okay?
You know, they're all right there.
I'm wondering
got
if
that?
emergency funding had come through, and that's why.
You got that, Mr. Love?
Yes, I have that. Yes, correct.
Okay, so I'm going to adjourn your case out to July 15th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Okay, so
Judge, can I chime in on this matter and I guess subsequent matters to express my concern, as the representative of the landlord that I kind of have to protect here, which is, my clients and I have always been willing participants in the SIRA process, and if Mr. Love gets SIRA, I'm absolutely sorry if he succeeds in his invitation to apply for SIRA. We will continue to be very willing participants, but
that's interesting.
And of course, this is not the court's fault or legal aid's fault or Mr. Love's fault or my client's fault or my fault. This is all in MISTA. They don't think through the whole procedure here. When we get to July 15, either he has to be, I don't know the right wording, approved for applying for SIRA and actually having applied for SIRA.
Because they basically taken away all that
seeking
stuff.
a judgment on that date.
No,
disposition on that date.
And I don't, let me just say this. I don't expect the landlords to do anything different than to protect themselves. The problem here, and just, I'll give you a fair
John
warning.
Sarah.
If it's a process by which information is sent to Mr. Love or the others, and they don't follow through with that, so that Hawk can't.
See, they don't have nothing like
continue on
that.
to
I
do
don't even
anything.
think in state North
You'll
Carolina.
get your judgment.
I've never heard of it.
If, however, Hawk themselves, because a lot of this is not their fault, is muddling through, trying to do the best they can to get to these tenants, to get them an invitation, and then they don't know what to do with that invitation.
By invitation only.
I'm going to be disinclined to grant a judgment. I'm just going to have to, on balance, look at it because I'm putting it out to the 15th. I don't even know what it looks like. This came to us less than an hour ago. I don't know what it looks like for this invitation. And then from that invitation, what the heck happens with that invitation? What's that require the tenant to do? What's maybe require the landlord to? I don't know.
Very
So
strange.
I understand the interest you're trying to protect. I just want to make it clear. I'm just going to weigh each case that's in this.
We should call them Colette right now.
To make the right call.
1-800
But I
Colette.
appreciate it that the landlord may be seeking a judgment. So I get it.
Thank you.
Well, let's see. We'll jump over. Y'all.
You've had enough time to speak with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you or anyone close to you in order to have you enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Is this
You
judge
understand that by
sick
pleading
or
guilty
just
and
very
no
sad?
contest, you'll be giving up certain constitutional rights. First of all, you do have a right to have a preliminary hearing where a judge would determine if there is sufficient evidence for your case to go to trial. You have a right to a public and speedy trial by a jury of 12 people.
Oh, okay.
You have the right to confront and
Who knew?
cross-examine in the presence of the court any witnesses who testify against you. You have a right to have subpoenas issued at no cost to you to compel the attendance of any witnesses or the production of any documents that you may need to assist you in presenting your defense. You do have a right to present any
She's
defenses
sick.
that you may have to the crimes charged.
Check
And you
one,
do have a
two,
right to remain
check,
silent and not to incriminate yourself and to require the prosecution to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand each and every one
Oh,
of the
she is
rights I
so
just
snotty.
explained to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty or no contest, you'll be giving up each of those
Oh,
rights?
she is so
Yes,
snotty.
Your Honor.
And do you in fact give up each of those rights?
Oh,
Yes,
she's
Your
so
And
snotty.
then, Mr. Ramos, you understand that a no contest plea is going to have the same effect to the court as a guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that I'll find you guilty based on your no contest plea? And you also understand
back
that a
to
no
3,
contest plea can be used
to the
against you in
beginning
any
of
civil
Mr.
proceedings
Stewart.
arising out of these events?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ramos, do you believe?
In
you've
which
had
courtroom?
sufficient
This
time to
one?
discuss this
Or
case and all the ramifications with your
Simpsons on
client?
Cedric?
I have you
Okay.
on.
Have you discussed with your client his
All right,
rights,
let
his
me
defenses,
look
the
real quick.
possible consequences of his plea?
I have your honor.
And do you agree there's a factual basis for the plea?
I do.
And do you consent to entry of the plea?
Yes, your honor.
And people can recite a factual basis for the plea?
Thank you, Your Honor. On or about July 16th, 2021, in the county of Stanislaus, the Turlock Police Department conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle driven by this defendant. This defendant was on searchable probation with probation search terms. Pursuant to those terms, the vehicle was searched and a loaded operable firearm was discovered inside the center console of the vehicle. After being advised his
God,
rights
she's
under
sick.
Miranda, the defendant waived
I think
those
I'm gonna
rights
get
and
sick
admitted
just
to
sitting
knowing
here.
the firearm was there and that he possessed the firearm. The defendant was previously convicted of a felony violation of Penal Code Section 29820, subdivision
Yes,
B,
seasonal
specifically possession of a
allergies.
firearm by a person prohibited due to a prior juvenile adjudication. On the 19th day of November 2020, in the county of Stanislaus, in docket number CR
You can't swim. Let's not
19005232.
make fun of that.
And one, Heriberto Ramos, what's your plea to violation of Penal Code Section 29800, parent small a, parent 1, a felony, felon in possession of a firearm as alleged in count 1 of the complaint, where it's alleged that on or about July 16 of 2021, you did willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously have in your possession a firearm after having been convicted of a felony, specifically a violation Penal Code Section 29820, parent small b, possession of a firearm by person prohibited due to prior juvenile adjudication. And that was on November 19 of 2020 out of Stanislaus County, docket CR 19005232. Is your plea to that charge guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
Count 2 will be dismissed. Court finds the defendant intelligently, knowingly, voluntarily, and expressly has given up his constitutional rights. Court
Man,
finds the
she's sick.
defendant
Just
has
blow your
changed his
nose.
plea
Stop
from not
this
guilty to no
snot
contest with a
sucking.
finding of guilt by the court. Court finds the defendant understands the nature of the crimes, the defenses, the consequences of the plea. Court finds that there is a factual basis for the plea. It's therefore ordered defendant's plea be accepted and entered into the minutes of this court. And then Ms. Serrano time is waived for sentencing.
So waive in no legal cause.
Pursuant to Proposition
right.
63 will show the appropriate paperwork has been completed and probation has forwarded their
Snotty is as all right. So we were asked to go back here for this. So we'll see. What's the haps, Captain?
I am not appearing for Mr. Stewart today, but I thought I saw him in the Zoom courtroom.
It's a good spot.
We did not pick him up. Did you see him? He is, you got him? Where?
Oh, he's waving his hand.
He's
Oh,
waving
there
his
he
hand.
is.
Hey,
There he-
Mr. Stewart.
Can you, I see you waving your hand now. Can you talk to me?
Sure.
Okay, that's all I need. Okay. All right, thank you. Have you, this is a termination or?
It is, Judge.
Kicking
All
over
right,
Mr.
what
Stewart
were
out.
we, Mr. Stewart, what were you doing on this case? I don't know.
I'm suing Linden Park.
What?
I'm trying to fight it. They refused a jury trial. Then they turned Miss Min Kim. They turned me down. They sent me a student lawyer in training.
What?
And I told her what I wanted to do. I wanted a jury trial. She says she was going to do some more investigating and we'll get back to you whether we're going to take your case or not. She didn't get back to me because I told her I'm not from here. I'm from Chicago and Milwaukee. Boy, you're not going to believe this. Anyway,
what?
Min Kim sent me an email after you told me I didn't know who was representing me. I don't know none of these people here.
I know who's the lawyer
Okay,
is.
sir. You asked to have somebody from legal services contact you, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what happens is the intake process is sometimes handled by student attorneys. They are, I guess, in some way in training, but the pejorative way you said that, they could run circles around you in terms of what they know. So don't try to put them down in my courtroom. To the extent that you are somehow and or another claiming that Ms. Kim did not get back to you, she sent you an email. So the question is, are they going to represent you or are you going to find your own lawyer?
I can't. I'm disabled. I'm on Social Security. You need to look at.
By the way,
Can I please show you something, please?
Gator Orange guy.
What do you need to
6
show me,
months
sir?
a member. Thank you so
I
much.
told
6
Mary when I moved here
big
in
months.
January 7th
6. Thank you.
that I have
Hallelujah.
COPD, I have asthma,
Uh-huh.
and I can't stand heat and humidity. Those are my triggers.
Okay.
I have a fan in my door right now because they claim they replaced.
He's triggered as hell then.
I wish I could have recorded it. They put in another air conditioner and it still doesn't work. Look at this.
Sir, are you going to represent yourself or do you wish?
Hello.
I can.
Smooth.
I can.
Good to see you.
Don't think I can't, because I can.
Sir, don't try to front me. I asked you a question.
Don't try to front on me, but
I didn't ask it thinking you can't.
Yes, I'll represent myself.
So whatever, sir, whatever chip you have on your shoulder, you better take it out because you come before the wrong judge to bring it here.
Okay, well, can I have a jury?
You come before the wrong judge to do that. Am I clear?
Okay, yes.
Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Mr. Novak.
Wow.
Judge, let's schedule this for a trial.
A jury trial, please.
I don't have, you need to file the paperwork for a jury trial. You know how to do that?
No, I don't.
Okay, you haven't done it. I'm gonna set it for trial. Give me a trial date. August 5th. Non-jury trial in this matter, August 5th, 2022, 3:30.
August 5th?
that's what he said. Non-jury there. You go.
3:30. Via
you, Judge.
Zoom. Thank you. Harbor One Apartments versus Tori
He
Davis.
was mad.
Robert Novak.
And Your Honor,
He got really mad.
my apologies.
Okay. Let me know who is that?
Jumping the gun here.
Okay. Oh, Ms. Dendrinos is on this case.
I
All right,
have-
go ahead.
Anyway, Callie Dendrinos from Legal Services on behalf of defendant, Your Honor.
Okay, where are we on this one?
Your Honor, we stipulated to setting aside the default last time we were in court.
Well, that was Simpson at his best. He doesn't take any bull crap from anybody, no matter what. Don't come here. He was nice to him to start with, but don't come in here with you talking down on the students. Back to Judge Snotty to wrap up our day here. I got to see that guy on go to court. I got the COPD, humidity and heat, and judges are my triggers. Are they done over here? They cleaning up. She's wiping her nose down.
I'm ready on the gas. I have a minor request, but I'll put it on the record for Mr. Legaspi.
What's your minor request? Yeah, but he can be like that, but he can be one of the nicest people
I'll call the case of
to
people
a client
versus
ever.
Jose Legaspi, 1440820 is on for resetting a jury trial. Mr. Legaspi is here with Mr. Kruger, and Mr. Bills has a file for Mr. Lozada's. And we were
He's requesting a
informed
minor.
really incorrectly on the last court appearance, which was June 24.
Nightbot,
last week.
good to see you.
Mr. Legaspi was in quarantine. Apparently he was not.
You
And
need to be in
Mr.
quarantine.
Kruger, what would you and your client like to do?
Oh, he gets fired
I have
up.
two requests.
Nate, he'll
First
get
is
fired
come
up.
back on August 5th. The second request I have is Mr. Legaspi's mother is in the courtroom. Mr. Legaspi is wondering if the court would allow him to hug his mother,
No can do.
even if it's supervised by a deputy and in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Mr.
Nobody's
Fred
gonna pass
Kruger.
anybody,
Yeah.
any
no,
kids or anything.
No can do. They can't have any physical contact, much as I'd like to
It's just-
accommodate everybody.
Sure, it's just that it's been a long time since he's been able to do that. And
Understood, but it's not allowed by the rules, and I'm double checking with the deputy, and she said that that's correct, so much as we'd like to. And Mr. Legaspi, you'll waive time until Friday.
I just got
August
something
5th.
minor to ask.
All right, now the 8th.
Can he fill his mother up real quick? He hasn't done it in quite a while.
Investigation and
Just to get to see you.
negotiation. Mr. Legaspi is held without bail.
Thank you.
They need to douse her in hand sanitizer. Everybody's called out and she's stuck. Nobody wanted to replace her today. Nobody. Ugh. I'd like to hug my mom and let her touch my butt cheeks. All right, guys. It looks like that's it for this, and I'm going to call it a day over here. Don't forget We Got a Chase coming up at 4:05, less than 2 hours from now. We'll be back ready to do it. I want to thank everybody who was nice enough to come by today, like the Terminator, Loud Relvis, Shelly, Prince, or the Symbol. But yeah, we're going to be back for that. Creed will be joining us via phone. So make sure you're there for that. It is Florida Friday. It's going to get spicy, hot, and humid. Like they said earlier. That's how it was. That's one of his triggers as well. Anything else? Anybody?
Somebody is renting it is, and it's not in my name, and it's not in anybody else's name. It's in somebody else's name.
Bye, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye. Arrivederci. Hasta La Vega. Watch the car. Far left lane go across 5 lanes. Turn right. Those bastards. Happy holidays. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Robin. It's your dad.